Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Biddy preview show with your host Miles Utel. Sunday was week 6th on January 16th, 2011. We got a little bit of an interesting show this evening, got some technical difficulties that will change it up. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Once again, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the review of week 6. I'm your host Miles Utel. The 8 a.m. game at BHS was between the Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Hawaii pulled out a close one, 44-43, to improve their record to 4-2. Wake Forest dropping the game by 1. That's it's unfortunate for them. That puts their record now at 4-2. They're still a strong team. Look for them to rebound in the near future. Galante led the Rainbow Warriors with 13 on 2 3-pointers and 1 for 2 at the line. Skilton added 10, although hurt himself in his 3-point lead department. Didn't hit any of that game, so that's going to hurt him, but he's still leading the league with 2 threes a game. Zach Husband made the most of his varsity minutes, them being 15, scoring 8 points. Now Wake Forest, on the other hand, was led by their 2 studs inside, Justin Rooney and Mike Scanlon. Rooney, as you can see, had 14 points on 2 for 4 free throw shooting. Mike Scanlon had 12 points on 2 for 3 free throw shooting, but it wasn't enough to stop the Rainbow Warriors. Welcome to the studio, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of a late Wednesday night right now. Just got back from the snowstorm, and we're doing a little review of Week 6. So let's take a look at the next games. The other 8 a.m. game at Lurgio was between the Oregon Tech Hustling Owls and the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys. The Hustling Owls won 33-21 over the Wonder Boys, improving their record to 3-3, and the Wonder Boys dropped to 0-6. Oregon Tech was led by Dan Hughes, dropping 11 points on 1-3, and Max McKee was down from his previous numbers, only scoring 9 points, but he did shoot 5 for 8 from the free throw line, which is a very impressive number in Biddy. Now, Arkansas Tech, on the other hand, was led by Eric McDonald with 6 points and Chris Green with 5 points. But that's not the big news. The big news is next week, Jake Nutter retires from Biddy. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Nutter will be retiring for Biddy. He is graduating, and he is leaving New Hampshire on his way to Florida to play golf. We all wish him the best. Now, in his place, off the waiver wire, the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys will be getting Lucas Hibachi-Olin, the 3-point monster. Recently decided not to play varsity this year, so he is able to play the entire game during playoffs. That's going to be a big influence on the league come playoff time. We'll see how that goes. Now, the 9 a.m. game at BHS was between the Kansas Jayhawks and the Campbell Fighting Camels. This was a back-and-forth game between the Jayhawks and Camels. Jayhawks took a very early lead, and the Camels stormed back on a 15-0 run to bring it within 7, but the Jayhawks were just too strong for the Camels, winning 55-36, improving their undefeated record, going 6-0 on the season, while dropping the Camels to 1-5. The Jayhawks were led by Will Hughes with a monster performance, 27 points on 3 threes, shooting 4 for 5 from the line, including 2 free throws on an intentional foul by Miles Utel. It was a questionable call. We'll let Mark Russimano live with that call. Brandon Clark scored 12 on 2 for 2 shooting from the free throw line, and very balanced offense for Kansas led them all the way to 6-0. Now the Camels, on the other hand, had a lot of fun missing Andy Lalonde. Miles Utel dropped 12 points on 2 threes and tried his best for his team, while Chris Rizos ran the ISO play really nicely, dropping 10. In the other 9 a.m. game, the game of the week, the fantastic game, the one that everyone was looking for, it was the UNLV Running Rebels versus the Texas Longhorns. A battle for bragging rights in Biddy. The Longhorns pull out a close one, a low-scoring game, 35-34, to improve their record to 5-1 and drop the Rebels to 4-2. It was a close one. I was unable to see it, but fortunately, it was a good game. Unfortunately for me. Whatever, let's move on. Bryce Buxton, the leading scorer in Biddy this year, was held to 10 points on 2 for 5 shooting from the line. Gillis dropped 7 as well, shooting 1 for 2 from the line. Now the big key for the Longhorns was the ability to stop Nick England. Nate Larrabee scored 10 points, but missed a free throw, which is very key. Jordan Guerin scored 9 points and was 1 for 2 from the line, which is also a very important number. Now remember that. Mark Hosang was limited to 4 points, 0 for 2 from the line, and Nick England was held to only 1 point. The big key in this game, team free throws. The Longhorns 4 for 12, which is not a great number, but it was enough to beat the Rebels 2 for 10, and there's that 1-point victory coming in the free throw line. Rebels are going to have to improve that if they want to win next week. The 10 a.m. game was between the Miami Hurricanes and the California Golden Bears. This was a very intriguing matchup. Two varsity big men going at it, and an interesting game to boot. The Hurricanes pulled out the victory, 43-29, improving their record to 2-4, while the Golden Bears dropped to 1-5, tied with the Camels for last in the ACC. Now, this game featured, like I said, Joey Mara, a varsity big man, and Will McInerney, a varsity big man. Because, as you'll see in a second, the Golden Bears were only showed 5, Will Mack was forced to play the whole game, allowing the rule to be waived and allowing Joey Marr to play more than his varsity 15 minutes. He went off on the boards and in the basket, scoring 15 on 3 for 4 free throw shooting. And the big story here, other than Joey, Danny Pascal, my man, boy am I proud of him. I don't know what to say. Someone finally got it into his head. He finally shot the ball, took it to the hole, stopped passing, still passed a lot, just enough to be a good teammate, but finally put the ball in the basket, scoring a season-high 10 points. And Chase LaVenture dropped 9 because he would shoot the ball every time Danny passed it to him. So good for Danny to start taking his own shots, and good for Chase to put the ball in the basket. On the other hand, the Golden Bears, like I said, only showed 5. No Van, no Anders, no Christian. All key players on that team. All have very important roles. Van's an offensive threat, and Anders is a great defender. Christian is a distributor. He looks for everyone and can spread the defense with the 3. Without their presence, they were really struggling all game. However, their absence allowed some other people to step up, including Will Mack for 8 and Cooper Lexa with 7, and dropping a nice bank 3-pointer, which I don't believe he called, but we'll let him get away with it. Welcome back to the studio. One more game to look at later. It is the 11 a.m. game, so let's take a look at this final game before wrapping up for the night. This game was between the Michigan State Spartans and the Baltimore Super Bees. Michigan State destroyed the Bees, controlling the entire game, winning 54-27, improving their Big East Conference leading record to 5-1, while dropping the Super Bees to 1-5. Michigan State was led by a heroic effort from Jim Effernan, dropping 17 on 3 threes and 2 for 3 from the line, while Kevin Kroll added 15 and shooting 3 for 4 from free throw. The Super Bees struggled, and Nick Villeneuve had a great second half, dropping 11 points total for the game on 1 3. Wesley Maddox was held scoreless, and the rest of the team was held to limited points, although Brendan Lerman did hit a 3 later in this game. Big news coming up later this week between the Super Bees and the Texas. There is a trade rumor going around. We'll have the latest here. That's it for the Week 6 preview, I think. I hope. I'll check later, but if there's anything else, I'll add it in a second. Anyway, thanks for joining. Talk to you guys later. Peace. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is an add-on part. I did miss one part. If you're interested, this will be the power rankings. Welcome back. Sorry about that. I was wondering what was going on with my clip, so let's take a look. This is part of the technical difficulties I was talking about. Can't see exactly what I'm going to be reading off, so my bad. Let's take a look. Alrighty then, so the Jayhawks, the only undefeated team, they're at 6-0. They're number 1. The Longhorns at 5-1, number 2, with Bryce Buxton leading the way. Number 3 are the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors at 4-2. Some people are wondering why I put them at 3, even though because they have 2 losses, but I think they're a very strong team, so they're going to be at 3. Michigan State, very strong record at 5-1. They're going to be at 4. UNLV, that is a typo. They are not 5-1. They are 4-2. They lost to Texas this week, so they're at 5. Wake Forest at 6 at 4-2. Miami on a 2-game winning streak. They're 2-4 now. Put them at 7. Oregon Tech 3-3. They're going to be at 8. California Golden Bears not doing so well, especially with their people not showing up. 1-5. They're at 9. Campbell missing Andy Lalonde really hurts them, but they're a good team with them, but very weak without him. Number 10. Super Bees are at 11. Can't really get that offense together, and the Wonder Boys, worst team in the league, at number 12. Thanks for joining. Hope we have some good news next time about the technical difficulties, and hopefully we won't encounter this problem again. Talk to you guys later.